First of all, how I'm gonna react to a video with this dude telling me why you, which is me, will struggle to live in Germany, and why he don't struggle to live in Germany. Man, stop it. Don't do that now. I personally believe that it would be very easy for me to live in Germany. I actually model a lot of the things that Germans model, and I think that would make it quite easy for me to live in Germany. As long as you got a basketball court, yeah, we hooping. And shout out to Germany for actually making, I hate to say this because the world is so stupid, a black guy carry the German flag. Because I've seen people online hating, saying he's not German. Like, good God almighty. Doesn't matter that he was not freaking German from 500 years ago. Doesn't matter. Like, he wants to be a part of Germany. He's celebrating Germany. He's playing for Germany. He wants to play for Germany. He wants to be Germany. Let's live in a peaceful world. Golly. Anyways, man, hopefully that didn't offend anybody. But thank you guys for watching this video. I really appreciate it. And let's find out what this guy's talking about, because I'm so sure I could easily live in Germany. Damn! Why you fighting me, shorty? Shit. Domestic violence in public? Throw her now. I'm just playing.
This video will probably raise more questions than it answers, which is actually a good thing. When making big decisions like moving country, it's actually more important to find the right questions than it is to find the right answers. You know, the answers will usually change depending on your emotional state. And so it's very important to keep asking yourself the right questions over a long period of time. Moving to a new country, taking on a new job, starting a new relationship, these things are all very subjective, and only really you can know if it is the right move for you. The new country might be experiencing an economic boom, but have a toxic culture. The new job might offer a huge salary increase, but involve managing a very difficult team, and your friends might hate your new relationship, but you feel like you're on cloud nine. All this to say that there are really no solutions, there are only trade-offs. Germany is no exception to this rule, and as you might have guessed, it's not as simple as the grass is always greener on the other side. I've been living in Germany now for over a decade, and during that decade, the economic, political, and cultural landscape has changed significantly, as it really has everywhere else. If you want more detail as to why the cultural climate is the way that it is, I actually wrote an article about this, which you can read by signing up to my newsletter down below in the description. But I'm not really going to get into too much granular detail here. This is going to be more of a general overview of things that you might like to consider when it comes to the country of Germany as a whole.
Okay.
Cynicism versus sincerity. So if you have watched any of my other videos about the UK, you will know that I have a sort of love-hate relationship with the country. I love the countryside, but I'm not so keen on certain elements of culture like drinking and cynicism and the sarcasm. Cynicism is just one of those cultural elements that's very difficult to escape from in the UK. You know, this sort of roll your eyes, make a sarcastic remark and shrug your shoulders is just sort of endemic in UK culture. I see this as a defense mechanism. If you frame everything as a potential joke, you protect yourself from potential rejection. It's a veil which you can hide your true self behind. The British are really kind of like avocados, you know, a very soft outer shell, but a very hard and difficult to penetrate center. Germany, on the other hand, is a culture of sincerity. You know, Germans say what they mean and they mean what they say. And there's no reason to try to read behind the lines or read some sort of underlying subtext. Like, you know, does this person actually find my idea interesting, or do they actually think it's ridiculous? The Germans are more like walnuts. They have a very hard outer shell, which when cracked reveals a soft and warm center. Now, because of this, a lot of people really struggle when they first move to Germany, but if you are tired of the cynicism, then a healthy dose of sincerity might just be what the doctor ordered. A happy medium between the two is obviously the best of both worlds. Now, this is not to say that Germany is just serious and sincere the whole time. You know, since I've started working for a fairly small to medium-sized German company, I've actually found that the German sense of humor is very similar to the British. Irony and sarcasm are also very common in Germany, but the key difference for me is that it's kind of like a sprinkling of sarcasm in Germany, whereas it is the basis, the whole foundation for personal relationships in the UK. Sometimes the British can get lost in sarcasm, and it's very difficult to determine if what they're saying is genuine or if it's sarcastic, and I certainly know that I have been accused of this many times before. So if you're coming to Germany from the UK, the US, Canada, or basically most of the Western world, you will find the Germans rude, you will find them abrasive, you will find the culture difficult. There's just no way around this. You know, if you have been brought up in a culture of politeness and beating around the bush and niceties, this is sort of very...
Yeah, that's the thing. Even though I was brought up in a culture of niceness, I am not the most nice guy to be around. Like, I'm telling you just straight up, right off the bat, like, you won't want to be around me. And if I go around Germans and I be myself, I'd be surprised if they don't get offended. Like, I'm the most blunt guy that I've ever met in my entire life. It doesn't get no blunter than I am. Like, I tell you how I really feel. I don't give a damn. I don't really have much emotions behind my face. You know what I mean? It's all here. You get it, all of it, right here. Nothing behind there. All that follow shit, nah, bruh.
Direct style of communication is going to take some getting used to. But I do think that ultimately, in the long run, it is preferable. At least for me, it's just nicer to know where you stand with people and to not have to sort of employ too much mental energy trying to work out what this person actually thinks and actually believes, rather than what they are telling me. The weather.
Maista ja käynnistä hauskaa.
How to invest with zero commission. Start by finding your favorite company. Then, tap by and select how much to invest.
I know that many people complain about the weather in Germany. They often list it as a reason not to move here or as a reason to leave.
How's the weather?
They often complain about sort of dark days and sort of dreary, cold weather. But coming from the UK, I can certainly say that the weather in Germany is a lot less wet. There is a lot less rain here than in the UK.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, when you're coming from somewhere with something that is worse than what you had, or better, I should say, than what you had, you can easily see the difference, but some people just won't understand that. And the reality is this, like, listen, I'm just being honest, like, humans, we complain until we realize that, wait a minute, we're complaining on both sides of the coin. So I can give you this. In winter, you know, I'm excited to go outside. Not excited, sorry. I'm excited for summer because of the fact that I'll be able to go outside and I'll play basketball because it's my favorite sport, right? So I play basketball, right? But when it's summer, I was outside yesterday playing basketball and I was so drained. I was like, dude, it is so damn hot. I hate this, right? Why it gotta be so hot? I wish it was winter and I had an indoor basketball because I play indoor. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm talking about. Humans, we just complain about every damn thing. Like, the least we can do is be more accountable and just shut the hell up. Because that's what I had to tell myself yesterday. Shut up. What are you doing? What are you doing? Like, you have no control over the skies. You have no control over those things. So the least you can do is just make your bed. Make your bed and shut up. You know what I mean? Like, what you can fix, you can complain over it. But what you can't fix, don't complain over. You're just wasting your time. That's my perspective.
Okay, there's more sunshine, there's more blue sky days. It's generally much more stable and less changeable. So the summers are warmer, the winters are colder, and it's just kind of like how you would expect the seasons to be. It's no Spain, but that has its benefits as well. So unlike Spain or Tenerife or Gran Canaria, Germany is not some kind of British colony. And so, no, you won't find the English breakfasts or the Sunday roasts on every street corner. But isn't that kind of a reason to move somewhere else, to experience a different culture? And so, yes, you will experience culture shocks here. You will experience embarrassing moments, but that's what moving abroad is all about. Number 3, the economic situation. So I don't think I need to tell anyone that it's very challenging at the moment. Germany is currently in a recession, and it looks like it will take at least another year for the country to transition out of this. Prices have gone up across the board. Wages have stagnated and people are feeling the squeeze. But even with all of this, I think that the situation in the UK is even worse. Prices have gone up even quicker than in Germany, and there's just less economic opportunity all around in general. So even though the situation is challenging, I think that Germany is one of the better countries to be in Europe at the moment. They are trying very hard to attract highly skilled workers and attract talent. One of these initiatives is the Chancenkarte, to make the job search a little less stressful for foreigners coming into the country. And if you have skills or qualifications in things like healthcare, things like IT, new digital systems like AI, then you will probably be able to find a job fairly easily here. Salaries are higher on average in Germany than in the UK. There's good job security with things like unlimited contracts, with healthcare, with holidays, and all the other benefits that are included. And so I do think economically you would be better off here in Germany than in the UK. The only caveat that I will add is that if you are a business owner or a freelancer, if you're trying to start something yourself, then Germany is not the best place for this, even though the country does consist of a lot of small to medium-sized companies. The tax laws, the rules and regulations are very daunting. And so maybe think twice about that before coming here. Number 4 is the location of Germany. I think that there is no better base to have within Europe than Germany because of its central location. And I've said this before and I will say it again, but people seem to think that this means like I'm trying to flee the country, like I'm trying to escape Germany. And this is so bizarre, it could not be further from the truth. What really used to frustrate me in the UK
Trying to have some vacation.
is the congestion. You know, the roads are just always totally full and blocked. Trying to get around the southeast of England is an absolute nightmare. There's no way you can do it with a car. Maybe like if you get a train or something, then it's possible, but they're also not particularly reliable. Like the infrastructure and just getting around the country in the UK is not good. And in Germany, the infrastructure is great and it's also very affordable. Like if I want to go anywhere within sort of a 200-kilometer radius, I can just hop on a train, use the Deutschlandkarte, which costs me 49 euros a month. And if I want to go anywhere further, you know, I can get to France, to Switzerland, to Italy, to Belgium, Amsterdam, the Netherlands, Poland. Like there are just so many countries within easy reach, which you can do either as a day trip or just as a short weekend trip. And this access to European culture, in my opinion, is just absolutely unbeatable.
Yeah.
And it is one of the reasons that I love living here. Just being able to go to Paris or Amsterdam or Milan or Bologna or Warsaw, it's just incredible. Like this is, for me, it never gets old.
Gotta do it big. I gotta do it big.
Number 5, you don't need to learn German. So, I have been harping on about the importance of learning German for what seems like forever. I mean, long before I started this channel, I was talking about how important it was to learn German, to integrate into society. And it's something that was like my number one goal. I had tunnel vision. Like my number one goal when I first moved here was to learn German. Now, the reason I say that you don't need to learn German anymore is that there has been a definite change in the culture, in the cultural makeup of Germany. So in the last, I would say 2 to 3 years, I have noticed a significant increase in the amount of English being used in the cities. I mean, I'm only talking about the major cities here: Berlin, Munich, Düsseldorf, Hamburg, Cologne, Frankfurt. In these kind of cities, there are areas where you actually will not be understood if you speak German. Like there are various sort of hipster trendy areas where if you try to order food or coffee in German, you will just get blank stares. People will not understand you. You have to speak English in these areas. Germany and the Germans are in general very open and very receptive to foreign influences. And I've had this discussion a lot with people.
For me though, like I will always say, if you move to a country, learn the language. Like even if you don't learn it within a 5-year period, like fluently. When I say learn the language, I don't mean like basic greetings. I mean fluently. You are speaking like a native. That is what I mean. Even if you don't learn this language within a 5-year period, it should still be your goal to increase or improve learning the language. I don't care how acceptable English is in a particular location. If that's not the main language, you should learn the main language, in my humble opinion. That's what I think. But I get it. You're trying to, be more accessible to the immigrants and, people who are working in Germany. I get that. But at the end of the day, it is the land of the Germans. And if you move to Germany, you should adopt to the, lifestyle of a German and not try to change the place. And adapting is literally you learning the language.
A lot with German friends of mine, and nearly all of them don't have a problem with this. They see the introduction of English as a positive thing, especially the young people. They find it really cool. They like the international vibe. But even the older people, they don't have any significant problem with this. And so the reason I say that you don't actually need to learn German is that you don't. Like now, there's so many foreign influences. Like the larger cities are very international, and you can easily get by without learning it. So I know this is a topic which might upset a lot of people, but I do remember when I moved here over 10 years ago, it was definitely a lot less international. And there was definitely more of a need to speak German. And now, even with discussions in government about introducing English as a second official language into Germany, all these international influences, lots of students where sort of the main language is English, it seems like it's going in a particular direction. And
well, I personally wouldn't have a problem with a country introducing English as its second main language. I wouldn't have a problem with that. However, the main language should always be German, because that is Germany, right? It's good to teach English because it benefits the Germans when they travel, and it benefits the Germans when other people comes in, and it benefits those people when they come in as well for socialization. However, Germany speaking English doesn't sit well with me. Like having it as an official language and the Germany is now gone. The German is gone. No, I can't. No. But having it as a second language is not a problem. Like Finland literally has Swedish as a second language. Ain't nobody speaking no Swedish in this damn place. You probably find it in some areas down in South Finland where, a bunch of Swedish folks, but hell, I ain't hear nobody tell no Swedish. Right, so that's what I'm trying to say, and a lot of Finns don't know the Swedish, right? So I don't have a problem with it being a second language. It's just Germany should be the top dog. German should be the top dog.
For that case, it's great for Brits or Americans that you can actually move here without having, fluency in German. Having said that, of course, I would always
learn the
recommend
language.
Trying to learn the language, because you're just going to miss out on so much if you don't speak it. So to sum up, I would describe German culture as not particularly warm and fuzzy, but it is very open and honest, and you know what you're getting and you know where you stand. The weather is similar to the UK, but just with less rain, more sunshine, more blue sky, and less dark days. The economic situation in Germany is challenging, but it is significantly better than it is in the UK. Generally higher salary, more opportunities, and they are looking to attract highly skilled workers to the country. I would advise anyone moving here to learn German as a priority, but unlike 3 or 4 years ago, it is actually not a necessity like it used to be. So these are just my opinions.
No, I appreciate his opinions, and I appreciate the fact that he reiterated so many times that he is not saying do not learn German. He's just saying that it is not a necessity, which I totally understand. But like he said, and I've said, if you're gonna move to Germany, learn the damn language, bro. It's not that big of a deal to learn the language for a country that you're moving to. I'm here struggling to learn the Finnish language, and the reason why I'm struggling is because I'm busy, right? I don't have a lot of time on my hand, but I'm trying my best to learn it at the same time. So do the same thing and learn the language of the country that you're moving to. Doesn't matter. Learn that joint. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching this video. I'm out of here. Peace.